Happy Thursday, and welcome to another edition of Litter Media Live with the icon Mike Smith. I'm Dan Ramey, and welcome to the show.
You called me, or I called you to coordinate on our shirts today.
I just grabbed whatever's in the closet.
That's kind of the way. I almost wore shorts this morning, but I stepped outside, and it was a little chilly, so I put my longies back on. It'll feel pretty good in shorts this afternoon, but not yet today.
I'm trying to remember the last time I wore shorts. It's been a while.
You won't even wear them to the fair.
Nah.
Everybody wants to see Dan's legs.
Well, I'm usually at the fair, and I'm going around walking through, videoing animals and that sort of thing. You ever had the hairs in your leg pulled by a duck or something? You know, that's just
Never
not good.
thought of that.
So sometimes it's best not to allow that to be.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they see chicken legs, they think,
Ooh, it's mine? Yeah.
Precisely. Mommy! We don't want any of that. So, all right, we do have some things to talk about on the program today. We've got news, we've got sports, we've got a look at this date in history as we go back to the past. And to start things off, though, how about this forecast?
Lovely.
Another beautiful day.
Sunny today, a high close to 80. Tomorrow, a little cooler, but still very nice. Cloudy skies, 73 tomorrow. Partly sunny and 77 on Saturday, and a chance of rain and 60s on Sunday.
And we're hearing that rain may begin as early as late Saturday.
Yes,
So,
possibility.
That's good because Saturday's usually my mowing day.
Got it taken care of yesterday.
But see, I don't live in a community like Mike.
There's
And
peer
so
pressure to get your yard.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about any of that. In fact, I've got a house across the road from me nobody's lived in for the last year or so, and it is a jungle over there.
It's a jungle out there, yeah.
It certainly is. All right, coming up, we'll get you caught up to date on news and everything. It's happening across the Scioto Valley. That is coming up. But first, we want to tell you about Scioto Valley Dumpsters. 740-253-8389 is the number to call to get a dumpster. They'll bring it right to your location, whether it be a residence or a business. And when you're done filling it up, they'll haul it all away. Give Carl a call at 740-253-8389 to learn more about Scioto Valley Dumpsters. News next.
Hi, I'm Dave Pinkerton with Advanced Services Heating and Cooling, your local heating and cooling expert. If you want quality service, quality installation, give Advanced Services a call, 740-773-4499.
At Country Clipper, pride runs deep. We take pride in knowing our mowers help create a space for families to make memories. That our features transform mowing into an enjoyable experience. Most importantly, we take pride in knowing the decision to purchase a Country Clipper will be one you can be proud of for years to come. Country Clipper zero-turn mowers.
There you go, talking about mowing grass, huh?
Yes, sir.
All right, it is time for news, and today in news, something I forgot to put in.
What's that?
The interview you had earlier this morning.
Yeah, just about an hour ago, we were talking with Jan Corzine, representing the Ross County Good Samaritan Food Pantry. They have need because of the inflationary prices. That doesn't affect just everybody like you and I, but the food pantry, they get a lot of food from the Mid-Ohio Food Bank, and even though they get a great discount, it's still costing them a little bit more as well. So if you go to our Facebook page, Litter Media Facebook, later it'll be on YouTube, you'll see Jan talking about if you can donate. Some of the donations have been down. Pandemic has taken a bite out of a lot of things like that. So they're still there. So give them a holler if you want to volunteer, or if you want to donate. Remember, it's a tax-deductible donation at the Ross County Good Samaritan Food Network or Food Pantry. Troopers from the Chillicothe Post of the Ohio Highway Patrol participated in a mock OVI crash yesterday. Students were shown firsthand the dangers of impaired driving. You can see the kids lined up on the sidewalk on the right side of that picture.
Wonder, he's wearing a brown shirt. Is that why they've got him pulled over walking the line?
Probably. He had to be a suspect, yeah. Now, the event was a collaboration with all area local law enforcement to educate students to drive sober and don't drive impaired in any way, shape, or form. The Ross County Historical Society's 2023 Spring Speaker Series begins next Wednesday, April the 19th, with a program titled General Ulysses S. Grant, The War Years, Fort Donelson Through the Chattanooga Campaign. Featured to be the country's foremost portrayer of Grant, acclaimed living historian Dr. Curtis Fields, Jr. of Memphis, Tennessee. If I'm not mistaken, he was here last year, was he not? Mm-hmm. Okay, so he's making a return visit to portray General Grant. Local youth can fish with a firefighter April the 15th. That's coming up this weekend. It's slated for Chillicothe's Yoctangi Park Lake. The IAFF Local 300 and the Union Sportsman Alliance will host the event from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. The first 100 youngsters ages 2 through 15 who register for the event will receive bait, rods, and reels. Participants must be accompanied by an adult. Go to our website store for more information. A fundraising pancake breakfast is planned this Saturday for firefighter Danny Stapleton, who was killed in a recent traffic crash. Danny served as an EMT, a fireman, and Pike County 911 dispatcher. All money raised will be used to cover funeral expenses for Danny, his wife Krista, and his father Stephen, who all perished in that tragic accident. The breakfast starts at 7 a.m. Again, that's April 15th at the Volunteer Fire Department in Beaver along State Route 335. Save the date for the Huntington Township Community Event at 5 p.m. May the 13th. There will be a hog roast with all the fixings, live entertainment with Cole Maxon Band, inflatables, laser tag, gift basket silent auction, and even fireworks.
You ever heard Cole Maxon sing?
I have not.
This kid, I'm telling you, he was a Huntington kid, came to Chillicothe for a while, then went back to Huntington. And in fact, if you take a look at our videos on our YouTube channel and the Litter Media highlights of Huntington playing, I believe it was Payne Valley, he's the kid that's rallying the Huntington troops in the start of that video. But he's been off to the military, and he's been a great singer. I've seen him sing a cappella. I've seen him sing now playing, most of it online. Got to see him in person, though. He's been singing a number of years now, so pretty proud of that kid, how things have come around for him.
Now, the poster, as you see, says it's a Hawaiian-style community event. So is he going to be singing Don Ho music? Or a lot of the younger audience say, Don who?
I'll have to reach out to Cole and see if he's going to do a Tiny Bubbles or not.
Tiny Bubbles, yeah. So check that out. That's coming up May 13th out at the Huntington School.
You know, Charo is big out in Hawaii. And a lot of Gucci performances and things, too.
Gotcha. And didn't you tell me the senior class at Huntington's heading to Hawaii next year?
Next March, yes.
Yeah, so they're getting ready early. The hula dance and all that. Join the Pickaway County Park District and Butterfly Ridge for a program on planting gardens for butterflies. This will be coming up Saturday, April 22nd at 10 a.m. at Metzger Preserve. Come dressed to be outside. There will be no seats provided, so bring a lawn chair. Moving over to the road reports, work on a slide repair project on Watson Road between Mutton Run Road and the Ross County line down in Pike County. Watson Road is closed for the duration of the project. During construction, traffic is being detoured via State Route 335, Higbee Road, and Old Route 35. The estimated completion date is this summer.
We still have road report information on our website, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just updated it yesterday, but even newer information will be coming out probably later this afternoon or tomorrow. Cadets in the inaugural Basic Peace Officer Academy in partnership with Ohio University Chillicothe and the Pickaway Ross Career and Technology Center received their new uniforms last week, and we're excited to show them off. You and I had been telling everybody about this adult education course for some time.
Mm-hmm. And along with the Basic Peace Officer Academy, you can learn more about becoming an EMT. You get the basic course there, anatomy, physiology, also paramedic training. They've got EMS and fire instruction, firefighter 2 transition as well, volunteer fire department. That's all under the public safety portion of adult education at Pickaway Ross CTC, but they also have health technologies where you can learn to be a nurse, a nurse aide, skilled trades, HVAC, maintenance, power line, even electrical. So Mike can learn how to do the electrical work in his house.
Yes.
If you want to learn more, just visit Pickaway Ross Career and Technology Center on our website. If you see this ad anywhere you see it, just click on it, and it will take you right to their website to learn more about Pickaway Ross CTC Adult Education. Up next, a look at sports after this.
You haven't had vodka soda like this. No one has. Made with the world's smoothest vodka plus real juice. New White Claw Vodka Soda.
At Rathkamp Financial, we provide wealth management services that may ease clients' fears of financial loss and help them retire comfortably. Our greatest satisfaction comes from working with clients for many years and helping them realize their dreams.
For transportation options in Ross County, call Ross County Health District's Mobility Management Team, 740-779-9652.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
Stopped in at McDonald's for breakfast this morning, and guess what's back?
Something pie.
The strawberry and cream pie is back. In fact, I didn't get around to eating it. It's still sitting on my desk over there.
Oh.
We'll pop it in the microwave and
Lunch.
get it warmed up a little bit here in just a bit. McDonald's, every Wednesday, you have an opportunity to meet with the manager if you're looking for employment. They're looking for McDonald's crew members. So if you would like to learn more, stop in at Circleville, Waverly, Greenfield, and 4 locations we have here in Chillicothe to learn more about how you can become a crew member with McDonald's. McDonald's.
I'm loving it.
Sports time.
We were trying to talk Judge Corzine into applying for a job at McDonald's here a while ago.
He would be a nice greeter, yes.
If he does
See
his
him
makeup like he does at the blood drives, he's a vampire, a ghoul, and I can't remember all the things that he was.
There is, and I got to find this picture, but there's a picture of him as a volunteer for the Red Cross, and he's sitting there talking with one of our former coworkers, Laura Strasbaugh, and Laura is sitting there talking to him, and they're just holding this conversation, but he happens to be there with a white mask. He's got blood on his face, and he's got this butcher knife in his hand too, just kind of waving it around while they're talking. And this was for one of our Halloween blood bashes we used to have. So.
That's where you need the caption over their head. You know, what are they saying? You know, that type of thing.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff in local sports to talk about from LitterMedia.com. Boys basketball coach Kyle Bradley is leaving that position at Huntington High School to become the new boys varsity coach for the Waverly Tigers. The hiring was finalized at the Board of Education meeting last night. He fills the vacancy left by Evan Callahan, who left after just one season to go back to Circleville as their soccer coach. Kyle has been at Huntington the last 2 seasons. He was at Adena the previous 5, has a career record of 87 and 81. Now, Huntington Athletic Director Justin Kello says, so now they're taking applications for their vacant boys basketball position through May the 1st. If there are interested applicants for the Huntington boys job now, you can email at justin.kello@huntsman.org. That can be found in our website story.
Huntington has Clay Beeler as the new football coach. They'll have a new basketball coach this year for boys, and they'll have a new baseball coach for next year as well. We'll be talking here a little bit later on with the current baseball coach who is stepping away and heading to Florida in retirement.
Yeah, Ed Yates will be a special edition guest with Dan coming up here in about 43 minutes. Member schools of the Ohio High School Athletic Association will vote on 13 proposed changes to the OHSAA bylaws and constitution during their annual referendum voting period May 1st through the 15th. Results are being announced on May the 16th. This is voted on by the administration of each member school, mostly high school principals. Every once in a while there's a superintendent that has the vote for that particular school. Of the 13, looked through a lot of them yesterday, kind of interesting. I think 2 or 3 of them deal with transfer students, but you can get the full look at our website at littermedia.com.
You forgot to say you need a legal degree to read through it as well.
Almost, yeah. I told my wife, I said, you know more about this than I do. You might want to give it a read. SOC Baseball had a potential 3-way tie for first place when the dust settled yesterday, but it's going to end up being a 2-way tie. Wheelersburg edged Valley 2-1 in a battle of first-place teams. Actually, Wheelersburg was a game behind Valley. Oak Hill, if they had won, they would have fit right in there with those two for a 3-way tie, but Oak Hill was upset last night by the Waverly Tigers 7-0. So a real horse race there in SOC baseball this season. The Aileen Cole Stewart Disc Golf Course is now open on the south side of the Chillicothe VA campus. The disc golf course is open to the public and will have the back 9 baskets up soon. Big thanks goes out to the Project Bad Apple and partners for adding this to the campus. There you see on the left Micah Shanks with Bad Apple and the new director, Ken Mortimer.
Those are big scissors. I hope they don't use those at the medical center.
Yeah, I would think not. Maybe they give haircuts with those scissors. I don't know.
Perhaps Paul Bunyan stops in for a trim or something.
Very well could be. Speaking of needing a trim, some of the Reds' bullpen needs to be trimmed out. They play well. They get ahead, and then the bullpen comes in and well, they got swept yesterday. The Braves beat them 5-4. Taking all 3 of those games in Atlanta. The Reds now coming back, I believe, coming back to Cincinnati.
All 3 games by 1-run losses. They have lost 5 games by 1 run this year.
Yeah.
They're 4-7.
Yeah.
And they'll take on the Phillies tonight.
Guardians, well, they did win 1 game in their series with the Yankees, but the Yankees took the rubber match yesterday afternoon by a score of 4-3. And that's what I have for sports.
Blue Jackets with 2 games remaining. And I think is it tonight and tomorrow night?
I think they play.
Or is it Friday and Saturday?
I thought I heard Pittsburgh tonight, and I can't remember when the finale is. But, they said they had 17,000 people at the game in Columbus the other day, in spite of the fact they have the worst record in the NHL.
Yeah. They're all there to see this group for the last time and see what kind of overhaul there's going to be for next year.
Well, they should get the number 1 draft pick when that's coming up.
But let's be honest. It is a fun time. All the stuff that happens around it is a lot of fun. So it's an event to go to. It's not just the game that's played. If they win, it's a lot of fun. But much like going to a Columbus Crew game, you don't watch what's going on the field until they actually, or the pitch, until they actually score. Then it's like, hey, that's cool.
And then you go back to your conversation.
Right,
with the
but
person
it's
that
everything else that's going on in the crowd. So, that's the thing.
Gotcha. All right.
This stage in history, we're flying back to where?
Musically speaking, to 1742.
Musically?
And talking about
Casey Kasem going to be a part of this?
Something that you would think would be Christmas-y, but wasn't originally intended for Christmas. That's coming up.
Accurate heating, cooling, and plumbing. Whether it's Christmas or not, you need one of those things, right? Your trusted comfort advisor. If you have an issue with your heating or your cooling or your plumbing in your home or your business, reach out to Accurate. Just click on this ad anywhere you see it at littermedia.com, and it'll take you right to their website to learn more about the services of Accurate heating, cooling, and plumbing.
You asked, we delivered. New Mike's Hard Lemonade Zero Sugar. Zero sugar. Amazing taste. Years in the making. Now that's a drink worthy of the name Mike.
This is Big Chillicothe. Horizon's 100% fiber internet service is coming to your area. Call 740-772-8331 or visit horizonconnects.com/Chillicothe to sign up today.
Time to turn the clock back, and the Litter Media Wayback Machine goes to 1742.
Yeah. Nowadays, the performance of George Friedrich Handel's Messiah is affiliated with the Christmas season. Mm-hmm. Well, when he wrote this and released it in April 13th of 1742, Messiah received its first world premiere on this date. It was during the Christian season of Lent and wasn't necessarily intended for only the Christmas season. But obviously, over the centuries, that's what and how often we hear Handel's Messiah is usually during the Christmas season. But originally, it was intended for Lent, as it was released to the world on this date, April 13th, in Dublin, Ireland, at Concert Hall in 1742.
Was it one of your moments that I heard this, or maybe I heard it someplace else, that Handel, when he wrote this, he was paralyzed on his right side, and he wrote it with his left hand, and then performed and directed it?
It was either him or something. Now, Beethoven was deaf.
Right.
But I think I vaguely remember something as to what you're saying. I just can't remember which one of the...
I want to say it was Handel.
It very well could have been.
And if you think about it, we celebrate the birth of Christ in December, but according to tradition, he most likely was born in the springtime.
That's correct. Yeah.
So, like you say, it was performed first this time of the year. Maybe it was in accordance with his birth. I don't know.
Yeah, very well could have been. But a great piece of music.
It is.
I'm not a classical guy, but it's a great piece.
Oh, you're classical, Mike. There's
I didn't say classy. I said classical. I hope I got some class, yeah.
You mentioned something the other day, and I was thinking of Glenn Campbell we were talking about with the True Grit experience. And the only thing I can remember from the Glenn Campbell show when I was a kid was Classical Gas was being played.
Yeah.
And it was being played with a transparent guitar. And in that guitar was water and a goldfish.
Huh. Wow.
You don't, that doesn't ring a bell?
I remember the song.
I was probably 8 when this was.
Was it Mason Williams that put that out?
I think so. It sounds right.
Yeah.
And but
Dr. Demento had a twist on that, Classical Gas. Remember that?
Can't say I heard that one.
Yeah.
It doesn't surprise me, however.
Yeah.
My brother is a big Dr. Demento fan.
We used to listen to that all the time. Yeah.
He's all over that.
Yeah. When we were talking about the Judge Corzine and the blood drive, how many years did we go down there on the radio for a radio bit today?
See, we started in 2009, if I remember correctly. And so the blood bash still continues. It's just not as Dan and Mike's blood bash. Yeah. But the period of time, it was 7, 8 years, thereabouts. And that was, we would do one in the first one we did was in June. And then we added one in October. So we would have one that was around Flag Day. And that's where they would hand out Cedar Point tickets or Kings Island, whichever the amusement park was they were using at the time. And that was where the basketball player,
Jerry Lucas.
Jerry Lucas, I can't remember his name, but he can remember everything.
Of all people to forget, Jerry Lucas.
Yeah, but he came down to the very first one, if I'm not mistaken. And then we opened up at the Tabernacle Baptist Church their youth fellowship hall.
Yes.
And that was where Mike was costumed. This was during Halloween, so I can't remember I think I was like a desperado, Clint Eastwood or something, and you were...
Was that the coconut bra and the grass skirt?
No, this was you in the priest outfit.
Oh.
Or monk.
Yeah.
And
I thought it was easy to tell what it was, and somebody came up and said, "Are you supposed to be a turd?" Because everything I had on was brown, but I had this gold cross.
I wasn't going to say that, but I was going to say maybe Baby Ruth bar.
Yeah. But I was supposed to be like a monk or something like that. So.
Yeah. But those were fun. And we saw, the first year I think we had maybe, might have been 50 people that came and gave blood, but it turned into 150 and 200 and so on and so forth. It just continued to grow. And I learned a lot about giving blood at that time. And, I've been giving blood a long time. I don't know about you, because there was medication you were on for a while.
I had
and
to
you
quit doing it
stop.
for a while there.
But now there are so many things that there are medications that you are taking that you can still give blood. So we encourage you to check in with the Red Cross. You can always go to their website, redcrossblood.org, and that will give you all the details you need to know about giving blood. And I know during the COVID issue, there was a lot of concern about going and giving, but they needed blood then probably more than they did any other time.
Oh, yeah.
So.
In fact, you can go to littermedia.com in the search box, just put up Red Cross. Each month that we get the schedule for Ross, Fayette, and Highland County, we always post every one of those for each of the counties. I think we have 10 that's going on this month here in Ross County. So give that a look, and it'll tell you where you need. It's even got the code number that you can sign in online. So.
And you need to, we need to credit Tammy Barker. Many of you know Tammy through days of the radio station with us, but also with Casa del Taco. But she was the one who says, "Ramey, you guys need to start a blood drive." And I gave it some serious thought, and I thought, you know what, let's see what we can do about that. And Mary McCord was very obliging to do that, to help us.
Ruby Flynn, was she the one that started that with us?
Ruby was involved when they had the old disc jockey competition back in the 80s.
Because I know that we have a glass thing that's got your and my name on it.
And it's the Ruby Flynn Award.
Yeah.
And so Ruby passed away, I can't remember how long ago.
Yeah.
But it was, I think, before our blood drives began.
Okay.
But she was one of the first people that I met here in Chillicothe. When we first moved here back in 1982, Ruby just said, "You ever thought about giving blood?"
Yeah.
And I've been giving blood ever since.
Nice lady.
So, yeah.
Nice lady.
Again, if you want to find out more, redcrossblood.org is their website, or as Mike mentioned, just search Red Cross on our website, littermedia.com. It'll take you right there. And I think over the life of we impacted the lives of more than 3,000 people with the blood donations that were brought in. So thank you to those who supported us in that effort. All right. Got another special edition coming up here about noon.
29 minutes from now.
That will be with Ed Yates, who I'm sure is making his way here.
Yes.
He'll come in frantic. I hope he's not bringing that big green baseball bat.
He might slide in the home plate right in front of us here.
He is the baseball coach, former football coach at Huntington, former baseball coach at Adena. We'll catch up on all that. But I was asking Paradise this morning, who hasn't had him as a teacher. I said, "Is there anything that stands out about Coach?" And she says, "Yeah. He's always got a baseball bat in his hand, and he will tap the kids with the baseball bat while they're going through the hallway." And I said, "Oh, so he speaks softly but carries a big stick."
Wasn't that Buford Pusser that did that too?
That was a 2x4, I think. So until The Rock got involved in the remake, and then it was a 4x4 because The Rock couldn't be seen with just a 2x4.
Oh, yeah.
He's a big fella. All right, that's it for the show. We'll talk to you at noon today, and then another edition of this show tomorrow with local topics and things of interest for you right here on the next edition of Litter Media Live.